Hello, Gagan here, and in this section I am going to demonstrate the functionality of the website, and afterwards I am going explaining some uh, technical functionality and technologies used. So let's start with requests. So in terms of request, we have two pages. One is a form which a student can use to make a request. For example, I'm going to make a random request 123 123, student ID 123 123, phone number, email, student, gmail.beacon.com, anything. Group number, let's say 45. They want item ID of, I don't know, 12, and name of the item could be anything. They have to look it up in the food item section, which I will go through in a minute. Let's say they want apples, and quantity, they want 200 grams of apple. Delivery date, they want by 20th this month. And comments, we need it for project X. Submit the form. So the request for submitted, and this is what the request ID, they'll be given a request ID, and the staff member can see these requests over here. These are the requests I previously made. Let's go to what we had. This is our request ID that we made, and everything, information, apples, and there's a comment that will show up. And that's all. This is the previous data that I used. So many that request we made previously. Let's show the food items now. So there will be a separate table for food items, which will look like this. It'll have their name, category, expiry date, and everything related to that. And to keeping track of this is important. So that's where our next two pages will come in handy. So one of them is shopping list, the other is the containers page. So let's go to the shopping list first. In shopping list page, it's gonna show us the items which are low in availability. So we have this, it's gonna filter out from the food items, and it's gonna see when we add a food item, we'll have to set an alert. I'll show that one later as well. Firstly, the alert and available is compared. So what is the threshold that is required, and how much do we have? So if it's less than here, then it will be added to shopping list because we need it. We need that thing. For example, if we went and bought that item, for example, I am going to update this item, which is ID 1. So let's ID 1, and we need this much. So let's see if we bought 3 kgs, maybe like this much, and let's update it. So 30 kgs of whatever item that one was added. So let's see if it got updated. Oh yeah, it did got updated. You can see the current value now, which is much more than previous one. And if we go back to the shopping list, that item which was previously here just like disappeared, and it's no longer here. So let's add a new item to show how the items will be added. So the new item, let's say test item, individual weight can be 12, 120, doesn't matter. Category test, category, expiry date. Let's keep the expiry date 12/12/2021. Barcode 123 456. Container ID, we'll have to put it in a container, so we'll give it a container ID of 80. Let's say 80. And set alert, let's say 120, doesn't matter. Set alert. So this is like the minimum when we have to set up the minimum required. For example, I'm going to set the minimum to be 100 grams, and how much we bought, let's say we bought 50 grams, And let's add that item to the list. So the added item, test item is added, and its item ID is 31. So 31, here it is, the test item, and it's here like this. So let's go to the shopping list and see if it shows up there. And yeah, test item is showing up. It's like low on quantity. Also the container did not add up. I'll go through what container is in a bit. So let's see. This is the test item. Again, I'll show you that. Let's update it, the test item 31. Let's put 100 grams more and update it. Again, this got added in here and the value has updated. Now let's see the functionality of the container. So some of these items will be close to their expiration date. For example, let's see. These are all the expiry date column, and you can see that these things like number 1 and number 5 is going to expire today. And if we show the open the page of shopping list, we can see the container which those items are in, container 10, which has food ID 1, which we showed that is expiring today. So it's going to show up here. So we need to take care of this as well whenever we are adding stuff. And this is all the containers we have and which item it contains. So one item can have multiple containers. For example, this one has multiple, and the when it's going to expire, and it's going to all show up in the shopping list. Okay, and that is it. Thank you.